Amazon came out with its new Alexa Plus, a generative AI infused system to be used essentially. You don't need new devices. Every single one of your Alexa devices, I know Panos left himself a little bit, but pretty much all of them can use this new capability. I got the chance to watch this in action before the event, and I have to tell you, it works. It worked well. And what I really liked is the attitude that the company took, where it just came out there and said, hey, here's what current Alexa is not good at, right? They didn't denigrate any of the other generative AI solutions like Siri and from Google. But what they did is they went out there, and I thought they were very self-effacing. And I really like that. That makes me trust somebody a lot better. And if you remember, Amazon has been dogged a little bit from a where are you guys? Everybody's coming out. Now, they may not be first with Alexa Plus, but they could be the best. And a lot of different examples were given, but it reminds me of a lot of the generative AI voice magic that you can do today with OpenAI. But think about Ring doorbells. Think about all of the smart speakers. I have about 20 of these $20 devices that you plug in a wall socket to be able to ask questions and get results. And this will actually do things, right? They're agents that can manage schedules. You can order groceries. And one thing I really liked that Operator failed at on OpenAI was it actually remembers, right? You can remember that you only want grass-fed beef. You can remember that you only want organic fruit. It has a memory, okay? And I don't know why Operator doesn't have that with OpenAI, but it doesn't. And these are full agentic, full multi-step tasks. And listen, I'm not Babe Ruthing this at all, because we've seen a lot of, I like to say, I got the postcard and it looked great, right? You get to the resort, right? It's falling apart. It doesn't work. I want to get time on this to give a definitive, but I have to tell you, this even shames what Apple is showing. Gosh, I don't know, 6 months ago. And I think once again, not only does it show that, okay, Amazon could be in a very good position, but to me, it clearly delineates that Apple is not. And as we know from researching on the AWS side, it gets full access to Bedrock models. It's primarily Anthropic for task automation, and a lot of its magic here. Definitely open, right? We'll probably see Nova models here. That would be my suspicion at one point. Here's the cool part in the pricing. Even though this stuff costs a lot, it is free for every Prime membership, which I would guess that pretty much everybody who has an Amazon device, like a smart speaker, smart video, or a Ring camera system, like I think I've got 27 cameras, you are going to get this for free. You can get it for $19.99, but I got to tell you, man, I don't know who's going to do that. Maybe somebody will do that. I think this is a draw into a Prime subscription.
So very interesting, the whole thing. It's been like a decade of sort of, stop start with the smart speaker industry. A lot of people bought Alexa or bought, these Alexa, for their homes. I don't know, Pat, I had several of them. I've got them all over the place. I've got Amazon TVs. I've had some of the touch screens. I've demoed and played with some of them. frankly, it was always it was like a physically installed version of Siri. It was always a little disappointing. It was like, yes, it could occasionally play the song I wanted to play and we get that right. But like most of the things you would want to do with it, it just didn't do that well. This is that moment. This is that inflection where we are seeing what we've kind of had in a Chat GPT moment for a way we interact with the web, for how we could possibly bring this to a bit more of an ambient type of experience in our lives. The biggest, and by the way, I love what you said about the pricing. Like they're going to make this really available to a huge install base of Prime members. Where's the rub? The rub to me is, do people actually, like, is there still an interest in another tool? And what do I mean by that? This is why I think Apple, despite its horribleness in the AI space, is such an advantage, is nobody seems to want to interact with anything else but this thing. Like, this is the center of our universe. And when it's not, it's the laptop. My biggest thing is that there's so much with Alexa is whether or not we expand these ambient device usage into our lives more pervasively. It kind of came out early. Apple blew it with the HomePod. Google had something. Amazon did the best out of all of them. But I don't think I have any of mine plugged in anymore. So does this change the sort of calculus of, do I want to have another thing to interact with? If I'm booking a reservation, Pat, think about this, like how you use your devices to book a reservation at the well. You just kind of grab on, use your app on your phone. Are you going to walk up to a different device and ask it to do that? So I think the usability of it on the phone is going to be super important. And I think that's going to be where the adoption might take place. I'm not sure if we ever get back to that sort of ambient, physical, additional smart devices becoming sort of the natural interface. And then the thing is, how many different systems do we have to get to know us? I'm just not sure. But here's the hats off part, and I'll leave it here because I've already rambled too long. The hats off part is they did a great job with the mixture of experts, using the different tools, creating a very natural, very human feeling. And that's what I would expect at this point. And to your point, Apple sucks at this. I don't know how they suck so bad, but they're just terrible at it. They actually continue to fail and open doors. So I think it's an interesting inflection. It looks really cool, works pretty darn well. I just wonder about that sort of device physical utilization thing. If people will ever move, if there's any opportunity to kind of reinstate that as a volume opportunity, or if our phone / something like that is going to always be the center of our universe.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go back and get the data about how many of these devices are still active. These cameras are active for sure.
Yeah, they
are. A ton of them. And so are a lot of these speakers. But I want to go get hard.
Yeah, the echoes. And by the way, I'm just wondering, like, are people using them and how? That multi-turn, well understood interaction. I mean, look, I think it's awesome. I don't know.